All right, so what we have in the pitching target is we're going to put it up on the screen, but just to show you, this line and this line are going to represent the width of the plate. Okay, so this would be the representative of what we're going to call the alley or the river on both sides of the plate, and then normally you'd see chalk out here. Okay, so that's what we're going to use this as a coordinate, and we'll put it up on the screen. So we're just going to fasten this with anything really to any kind of net. So whether you have a screen, a bow net, or a pitching net, what you can do is you can use a carabiner here. You can use a tie. You can use shoelace. I like to use a carabiner because it's quick. And then just a little mini bungee down here. It doesn't really have to have anything on the bottom because only if it's windy, just to keep that down. Okay, for positioning, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a batter strike zone. Obviously, there's a variety of height depending on the size of the batter that you're pitching to. But in general, this is probably a pretty good zone for a 5'5" batter, let's say. I'm 5'11", so it would come up to me. It's a little low for my strike zone to bring that up. But for general purposes, what we want to do is we want to put this at about 40 feet or 41 feet, so basically in front of the plate. If you're going to go to a high school or a regulation size field and use this in your practice, then use it in front of the plate. We don't want to use the back of the plate, and we'll go through reasons why, but we want this in the front of the zone because this is the strike zone that we're going to work with. This is the area we don't want to pitch in. Okay, as an umpire, this is the backside. So this is the strike zone, what you're working with in softball from the umpire's view. So the umpire's back here. As that ball reaches the plate, right, the strike zone is going to be where that pitch is as it crosses the plate. That's going to be part of what this is designed for, to let you know you have the river, you have the alley, you don't need to throw over the plate. Okay, so that's what we're going to concentrate on, is using what the umpire is going to give us. This is like an umpire view of a strike zone, a very fair strike zone. We're out there pretty wide, but the ball, that you do get this. Okay, so now we get an idea of what this is for. So we know this is the river or the alley right there. This is about where the chalk would start. This is the edge of the plate, so I have in here. I'm probably not going to get out here, but I may get some of that, okay? You do not want the ball in here, right? If you look at your hard hit balls or watch a video of yourself pitching, all your home runs are going to probably be in there. There'll be an occasional one out here. But we want to work pitching in these alleys here and this alley here, okay? All right, so we'll notice we have the red zone. This is where we don't want to throw the ball, okay? There'll be exceptions when you want to throw in here, but you don't want to practice throwing every curveball in. You don't want, if you're, let's say, a righty, your curveball coming in and just landing here, okay? So we want to stay out of the red. We've widened it a little bit beyond the plate, right about the hitter's belt or the sweet spot right below the belt. So we want to even come out further with pitches in that zone, okay? Our alleys in here, this really just breaks it up into thirds or quarters, I guess you'd say. So you have the top quarter and you have a lower quarter, and then you have your midsection where you're going to get up and in under the hands, or you're going to be maybe down below the hands, just under the belt, and then we're going to be down in here. So let's say we're going to work drop balls down and in. We want to work in this section. This is where we want to hit. Nice visual, the yellow ball hitting the black square. Okay, let's say you're working down here and you're going to say that blue's not giving me it today. Well, I can practice on my adjustment. So I don't need to adjust from here to here. Now I can practice my adjustment from here to here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, to go ahead and say I'm going to bring it a little tighter. I pitched the ball here and I didn't get a strike. I'm going to move it into here. I'm still going to clip a little piece of that plate as I'm coming over. We don't need to come up in here and watch the ball sail out of the park. This is a great tool because of this being so visual. We're going to be able to see when we hit the wrong spot, okay, which you don't always get when you get feedback from all catchers. Maybe it's a new catcher with your pitcher who doesn't want to upset the apple cart, or a coach that may not be able to see it from their perspective, or a parent that thinks every pitch is just perfect. This is going to tell you it's not, okay? The ball and this, they're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you exactly where you're throwing it. If you're throwing a curveball and you have a good break, but you're locating it here, it's not a good curveball, right? So we want to get that curveball. Let's say we're throwing to righties here, and we may start here, but between gravity and the brake, we want it to end up out here, right? Or maybe right in here, back and forth. We don't want it here. Um, so that's the difference. This is going to give you honest feedback of where you're throwing the ball. So uses for this, let's say in your lesson plan, you're going to concentrate on low and outside. We're gonna watch balls hit here, and then they're going to finish somewhere outside that zone. But as they're entering the strike zone, they're down here. We don't need to enter up here. The same thing you can do a mock batter or a mock lineup where you're going to pitch here. Did I get this pitch? And you can pretend that you're pitching the batter, so you're moving the ball all around. Even practice in tightening zone. I just pitched one here, but the blue didn't like it, so I'm going to come in here. Okay, what am I going to do? Where am I going to throw the pitch?